Sim?
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Well, Sim, I tell you what, you just woke me up from a deep fucking sleep.
I tried not to.
I know.
You know, I stood there.
I know.
Looking at you, because I hate it when people touch me to wake me up. So I didn't want to do that. So I kept on saying, Anna, Anna. For a minute and a half, I kept going, Anna, and you were just sound asleep. It was so weird and creepy for the longest time.
Do you know what it's like though? That, like when you, I don't normally nap, but when you get a good nap, like I don't know, I'm out, and I feel a little out right now.
Well,
I feel like it could, I could be in Moscow.
You could be in Moscow.
Dear listeners, there's like indentations on my face from the pillow.
I don't see any indentations.
Really? You don't? Well, you're not an observant person.
I don't notice.
You just see blonde hair. Like I could be Amy right now to you.
I don't even know how to answer that. So what are we doing today?
So, dear listeners, today, once again, Sim is in Vancouver, and we are calling Andy Cohen, and I'm thrilled because he is a hero of mine.
He's the best, and we've called him once before, and we have to have him.
Remember, he was like in a tunnel.
He was in a tunnel. He was on his way to a book signing, which we'll talk about.
I'm in a tunnel. I'm in a nap tunnel, and you woke me up.
I'm so sorry.
Fuck you.
Should we call Andy now?
Yes.
Oh, we have caller updates after that, by the way.
Great.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's warbyparker.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA.
All right, let's call Andy. Let's see if he picks up.
Thanks, Sim. Listen to your soothing, like,
You know what it is? I don't know. For some reason, when we're sitting on this round table right now,
it's
just
weird.
It feels a lot more intimate, doesn't it?
No, I have to tell you, though, I'm jarred being here in Vancouver doing the podcast with you. It doesn't feel quite right.
I kind of like it. I like being mobile. I like the fact that we are in a smaller table. When we were doing the podcast, it was
really
a lot more intimate, right?
Yes. I mean, I just I miss like the dining room.
We'll be back
weird
there.
Dining room.
We'll get there soon.
All right.
Soon enough. Let's call Andy.
Oh. I do have indents on my face.
Tell Andy that.
Hello.
Andy Cohen.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being here again.
Hi, Andy. It's Sim.
How's it going?
Oh, good. But I was just kvetching because Sim woke me up from like a deep nap. Do you nap, Andy? Are you?
You know what? Thank you very much. Sorry, my pad thai is here. I have become a good napper. Later in my adult years, I've suddenly become a good napper. Yes.
I tell you what, I don't know if I like it. I have pillow marks all over my face. Sim didn't even.
Well,
she doesn't. She's exaggerating, Andy. She looks fine.
Do you nap with makeup on? Because that could be confusing.
Oh yeah. I applied makeup going like even knowing that I was not doing anything today, and I was like,
really?
Well, it makes me feel like I'm prepared for the day that is
right.
But it's
right.
Sunday. How are you? Where are you? What's happening?
I am in New York City in my apartment, and I just landed from Salt Lake City, Utah, where I was. I'm on this weird tour with Anderson Cooper, and we were in Salt Lake City last night. So I just returned from that, and I'm actually, it's funny that you say that because after we speak, I'm going to take a nice long nap because I feel very behind on my sleep.
I so appreciate you taking the time to talk with us because I hope you know you are my most favorite person.
Oh, thank you.
When you did our podcast last year, we got the most amazing response, and all of our listeners, yes, all of our listeners are dying for you to come see us in person when you're in LA.
Fucking loved. Everybody, what is it? What is it like to be loved so much? Because
that's funny. You know what? People are really nice, and then some people are assholes. So you never know. But the nice people are great.
I love it that you're eating your pad thai. Fuck, I wish I had.
Can you tell us what kind of pad thai it is?
Yeah, I got chicken. I got chicken and shrimp pad thai, and then I got lemongrass chicken breast.
Yum.
And some shrimp shumai. I'm very hungry. I didn't really eat on the plane, so I'm gonna not chew while I'm on the podcast because that's
no, I don't care.
horrible.
I love it when you chew. I feel like you're sexy no matter what.
Nice. Where are you two?
So we're in Vancouver, and I was just telling Sim that it feels a little weird to be podcasting from Vancouver, but it's a beautiful day.
Are you shooting?
Yeah,
I'm shooting there.
I'm shooting a movie called Overboard, which is my most favorite movie, and I feel.
Oh my God, you're in the remake of Overboard?
Yes, and I'm terrified, Andy. I'm terrified. It's actually
going to be amazing. No, it's going to be great, and it's a great story, and that's great. And who's your hunky Kurt Russell?
Eugenio. Well, I'm the Kurt Russell character, but Eugenio Derbez is the diva. The Goldie Hawn character, and
oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, I really hope that we honor the original because I love that. That's my truly my most favorite movie.
Well, you know what? You have really good taste, so I have no doubt that you will.
I feel like I have good taste because I love you so much. So wait, tell me about your project with Anderson Cooper, and then I'm gonna bug you about.
We've been doing this for like 2 years, and we basically it's like going out drinking with us. It started. He was interviewing me at the 92nd Street Y about a book that I had written, and we have great chemistry. We've known each other for 25 years, and his agent came backstage after. It was a really fun night, and she said she represents Bill O'Reilly as well. She must have a lot of time on her hands these days. But she said to Anderson, Bill O'Reilly and Dennis Miller have been on tour for years doing this kind of conversation series. You and Andy could do it. You should muster up some kind of a show. And so we did. And it's been going for a couple of years. It's great. We love it. It's really fun. I just say it's like going to a bar with us and hearing our stories.
I want to do that.
Which is fun. Yeah, exactly. I want you to do that. I think you would. I think it would be fun for all of us.
Andy, I know this is a little off topic and Sim's going to get a little mad, but like if I were to audition, like what do you look for in a housewife?
Well, there's, a few things. Obviously personality is huge. It's funny that you say this. I was just watching Beverly Hills Housewives, potential housewives on the plane. So it's fresh in my mind, these women that I saw.
So you were watching like audition tapes.
Yes, that's what I was just doing.
And so what is that like?
Well, I'm really big on lifestyle. I like to see if their houses. I like to look at the houses and get a sense of if it could be considered aspirational by someone, or is it depressing? Sometimes when you see the inside of someone's house, it's not always great. You know what I'm saying? And especially for Beverly Hills, lifestyle is very important to that show. And then something else that's really important is whether they know any of the existing housewives. Anna, do you know any of the existing Beverly Hills housewives?
No.
I bet you've met Lisa Rinna before. No?
Yes, I have. I met her because her husband, Harry Hamlin, was on Mom. But other than that, I'm a recluse. I'm kind of like, I feel like the last time we talked that you confessed that you were a little bit of a recluse as well. But no, I don't have lifestyle. My lifestyle is lame.
Yeah, so those are big. Those are big. Whether if they know another housewife, we've had, it was great with Dorinda. I don't know if you watched the New York Housewives. Do you?
Oh yes.
Oh, good. Well, Dorinda was a great hire because here's someone who knew these women for 15, 20 years, which is great because then that's a real connection. And she was a great hire, Dorinda.
And you're right. Like we get to go up to, upstate New York with her.
The Berkshires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're completely right. I don't have anything to offer. I have I don't know, a camp.
I think that's probably not true. I think you have a chic and sexy house in the Hollywood Hills from where you podcast from.
Yes,
Am I
but
right?
It's not chic or sexy.
Really?
Yes, Andy.
It's a pretty weird house.
Yes, it's so fucking
really?
weird.
All
yes,
that CBS
I cannot
money
wait for you to be. Yes, come,
wow.
please. Yeah, no, it's weird.
I mean, it's gorgeous. The house is gorgeous. Let's be honest.
Well, no, but you know what? I don't have I don't have much sense of interior decor or anything like that.
But didn't you buy the whole place furnished?
Yeah, and then I haven't done.
Really? Who'd you buy it from?
Oh, I bought it from a woman who starred in Star Trek.
Star Trek, The Next Generation?
We always called her the hot neighbor because it was my neighbor, Andy.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
It's not Uhura.
No, well, her husband was like the head of
Jolene
Blaylock.
Yes,
and her husband was like the head of Viacom, or it's not Viacom, some Ticketmaster, something big, or Live Nation maybe.
It felt to us like, well, we're gonna roll our suitcases right down the driveway, which is what we did.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But then we never did anything else to it. But yeah, so no, it's creepy and weird, and you would probably be disappointed in me. If
I don't know, I think I would like it because it sounds unique, and you get extra points for unique.
Well, yeah. Okay, so wait. So now would that be like that would be a qualifier with?
Yeah, I think that would be good. I would be like, oh, they have a unique house, and also, even if it's not everyone's cup of tea, we could sneak in there. Well, the list price, they bought it for X and it's worth this. And, we would have Kyle explain to us why it's a big deal.
Oh, right. Kyle's husband is a big time real estate agent, right?
Yes. Mauricio. Yes.
Oh boy. So have you decided, did you see anybody on the audition tapes that like sort of blew your mind?
There were two. Yeah, there were two that I was really intrigued by. And I think the next step may be, and I have to talk to the group because I'm not the only voice that is involved in this discussion, and the producers have pretty strong feelings. And I think now sometimes what we do is we say, oh, well, let's see how they interact with, like one of them knows Vanderpump, I think. So we might go, have Lisa and this woman go riding together and shoot it and see what it looks like, and, see if it works or not.
Oh my God.
Do any of the existing cast members have a say in who gets to join the cast?
Fuck no.
Not really. I mean, not really. We like it if they recommend someone. I mean, usually those are the best people,
Right.
If they're like, look, you've got to have.
Yeah, it does seem like the friends sometimes become amazing housewives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. So, but they also sometimes they may say, look, if this person becomes a housewife, I ain't coming on the show.
If you have a fabulous lifestyle, but you're a low drama person.
Well, it depends what you mean by low drama, because you could be someone smart and successful and be, you could be the voice. If you have a season that, is leaning heavily towards more outspoken people, you could say, oh, well, this is good because this is kind of more of a voice of reason type, which rounds out the group. Typically, like on Orange County this season, you've got Shannon Bedore and you've got Kelly Dodd. So you've got people you have got a lot of drama. So, it doesn't hurt to have some people who kind of ground the rest of the group out.
Do you think that some of these people, especially like their husbands, I don't know, do they ever sort of regret? I don't know, like sort of.
Well, yeah, that's a really.
I love it when you tell me it's a good question, Andy.
Yeah, no, it is. You're giving me good stuff here, because that is the number one reason why we wind up losing housewives.
Is their husbands
getting cast? Like the husbands will say, I am leaving you if you do this. And we've had to get on phones with husbands.
Really?
Say, please, what are you worried about? But I can understand it too. I mean, these are guys who have, lives and careers and now their wives are on TV talking about like, oh, I give them a blowjob for a Cartier bracelet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think that Chris would be super thrilled, even though.
Right.
I don't know, but I will send in my audition tape, Andy. Like it will be an awful audition tape, but I want to send it in.
But you still want to go. You want to go through the process, nonetheless.
Well, I just am such a huge fan. I'm such a huge fan. Yeah. So does that make me a good, I don't know, candidate? Probably not. I wouldn't be able to do it well, though. Maybe.
Right. Well, then that's problematic. I think then we should keep you in the fan zone. How annoying is it listening to me eating while I'm on this phone? Like, is it
Andy,
really bad?
No.
Are we going to get a lot of comments?
You know what? I fucking love you. I love every single inch of you. And I will for all eternity. Okay, so hey, Andy, if you here, we're going to do a little bit of deal breakers, if you don't mind.
Great. Love it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Your date nicknames you the Cohenator.
That would definitely leave me flaccid.
I guess it kind of depends on how he brings it up, like in what context.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, is there any good context?
Probably
for that?
not. You're right.
Yeah. You might be right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're dating a super buff guy. On his inner arm, he has a tattoo that says Oscar de la Renta.
Wait. Well, now this is important. Is it Oscar de la Rento or Oscar de la Renta?
Rento.
So does that mean it's a misprint?
He just didn't know how to spell his name.
Right. He didn't know. Well, I mean, here's the thing. The guy sounds kind of hot. So I think, I love someone who's aggressively stupid, but just to put them in their box. I mean, so in other words, this might not be the person that I'm going to take, on a boat with a bunch of really smart people. However, maybe I would meet him after my show for a drink and whatever else happens.
All right.
Okay, you're using Oscar de la Renta. You're I love it. You're use and abuse, Andy Cohen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Number 3, he pretends, and this one's a little loaded, but I want to hear your thoughts about this. He pretends to be straight at work.
Ooh, that would be problematic. It begs a lot more questions, and I think that it would, it would ultimately wind up. It would wind up being very problematic for us, in the long run. So, especially if he's seen with me or appearing on my Instagram, I'm considered one of the gayer men in America. So I just don't think that this would last very long for him, this ruse.
And it doesn't feel like there's much need to do that, right?
It doesn't, but you know what? I think it happens more than it's still happening, I mean, and it's crazy. And I often say to people, look at you. Like, you think someone thinks you're straight, but, everyone has their own journey, Yeah.
But I like to think that we're hopefully in a more progressive place where you wouldn't have to
that would be great.
It would be, right? Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay. On a first date, he asked you what Anderson Cooper is like.
He asked what he's like. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah,
but
it's okay. Seems normal.
What if on a first date he asked you what Anderson Cooper's dick is like?
Well, it's funny because I almost responded with, "Is he asking just about him, or does he want to know about his dick?" I mean, funnily enough, I think that's a natural enough question. I'm so sure. I haven't seen his dick, so I wouldn't be able to tell him much about it, but I'm happy to discuss it if that's, I'll talk about anybody's dick. I think that's a fun topic.
Andy, are you open to the idea of when you're on a first date and somebody asked you how many people you've slept with? How does that
You know what? You typically don't ask a gay guy how many people they've slept with, because the answer will often surprise you.
But
because gay people are, very slutty, as a major generalization.
Well, but what am I guess like so I think I hear what you're saying is that like maybe the question in and of itself would be sort of a passive aggressive move, like already like preemptively jealous.
Well, yeah, I just think, I think that's a question that on a date with either, gay guys or not, that is a loaded question, I think, right?
I think so too. Yeah. I talk about this with Chris. Like I weirdly volunteered my number to Chris, which is five. Well, five,
not on the first
after
date.
I slept with him.
Not on the first date. Did you volunteer it on the first date?
I kind of did.
How did that even come up? How does it come up?
Because
on the first date?
because I'll tell you why. This is the fucked up thing about where my head was at, was that I thought that it would be like another badge. Like I've only slept
to tell him that you only slept with.
Yeah, like I've only slept with 4
I
guys.
think that's
now.
good. I would be thrilled.
Yeah, but on a first date.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Andy, is like why would I be proud of that? It like sort of undermines my whole feminist argument. And
I think it's I don't know. I think it's, listen, it means you're in control. I mean, it means you value yourself and your sexuality, and there are certain thresholds that someone has to meet and pass in order to pass the ultimate
just
threshold.
Give me a bottle of wine and I'll like, but no, because truly my like number is low because I was monogamous for, I went from one long-term relationship to another.
Well, I think that's good.
Is it? I don't know. Because I really
did Chris tell you his number?
No, he did not.
No. You don't even want to know, do you?
No, I was kind of searching for it, and I think it's high. I think
the question is, does he have has he actually been counting, or at this point is it?
I don't.
Sometimes for guys, it gets to a point where they're not counting anymore. You understand?
Yes, and I think that's exactly what it is for him. I think.
Right. Because it's a little less precious maybe for guys.
Right.
In a way.
Yeah. Oh, so depressing. I feel like I feel incredibly lucky in life for many, many, many reasons. But man, I got the short straw on the gender thing.
Well, I don't know about that.
Really?
But, by the way, where did he go to college?
Chris didn't go to college. He moved straight from Washington to he was in Denver or Colorado for a brief period of time, and then he moved to Hawaii, and he lived in a broken down van. His story is awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he lived in a broken down van on Maui, and he would rollerblade to Bubba Gump Shrimp Factory, where he was Gumper of the Year, even though I hope I'm not revealing too much about his life, but I think he was stoned like during the whole thing. And
well, I got news for you. Based on this little bio you've just given me, I don't think it's a small number, my friend.
Fuck, Andy! Well, hopefully my pussy is tight, and I'm continuing to do that part. I'm really.
Well, I've heard that it is incredibly tight.
Andy, why don't you come find out? I'm really. I'm very bad at blowjobs, and I'm always willing. Do you have any advice for that? Enthusiasm?
Well, I think one big piece of advice is do you actually enjoy it? Like, is it something that you actually like doing, or
As
are you
foreplay.
doing it? What'd you say?
Foreplay.
No, I mean specifically blowjobs. Do you like giving a blowjob?
As foreplay. Like, I like to know that there's going to be more happening. Maybe that's like fundamentally wrong.
Right, because why would it be?
Right, it's an appetizer. Yeah. A little amuse-bouche.
On the other hand, you could be like, hey, he's on his way. You know what? Let me just give you this Hummer on your way to work so you remember me fondly today.
I should be more generous. Are you generous like that, Andy?
It depends. Am I with the guy that says Oscar de la Rento? Or like, who am I with? I mean, it really depends. It's situational. It's situationally, I can't think of the word, but it depends on the situation. By the way, that I'm hosting the new version of Love Connection on Fox right now. And it is all about first dates. I'm interviewing people about their first dates, and it's hilarious. And I mean, we're talking about deal breakers. There was a guy on his first date who asked the girl how much she weighed. And I was like, this is the most wrong thing you could ever do. Like this, I don't even know how you recover from that.
Do you think there's any correlation between like a horrible first date or a great first date and a long-term relationship, like success in a relationship?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and by the way, I totally believe in love at first sight, and I believe in that stuff.
But listen, Andy, could we do a could we do a Plead the Fifth?
Yeah, do you mind if we turn the tables on you for just a second?
I would love it.
You would? I know. Yeah. I love how game you are. Are you really good at game night?
No, I mean, it depends. I can be. I can get into like a groove, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm great. I'm killing it. Like, I'm really good at celebrity. Charades, I can either be great, or it's like, oh my God, I have too much THC in my system, and
If I said to you, Andy, I'm having a party at my house, would you be more inclined to go if I said it was a game night party, or just?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I might be more inclined to go if it was not a game night.
Yep, I'm so with you. Yes.
Because is there a lot of pressure to perform in front of other people?
Yeah, you know what? And I think you lose,
performance anxiety. And also, like, Anna would having, like, a lot of Hollywood, like, super smart, funny people. So then you start to be like, oh, my God, am I going to live up to this?
Don't you feel like, too, that you sort of miss, like, communicating? You know what I mean?
Do I feel like what?
Well, I miss, like, in a Hollywood game night scenario, I hate it because I'm really fucking bad at games. But also, I just want to talk. I want to like talk with people. I want to like.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, me too. It can get a little. Yeah, it can get a little too much, and that is Are people still having game nights in the way that they used to? Like,
nobody's invited me for a long time.
I haven't been invited to a game night in a long time as well.
Yeah, I feel like it was a very kind of late 90s, early 2000s moment.
I think one of my
Chris Evans has a games night every like week, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
But one of my worst nights in Hollywood was game night. I hid in the bathroom, Andy, and I cried.
Wait,
really?
Was this whose house was this? You want to say or no? You can't say.
I can't say. Kate Hudson.
You were at game night at Kate Hudson's house,
and I cried in the bathroom.
And did you cry because you felt stupid, or you were doing a bad job, or what?
Yes, yeah, I was doing a really, really bad job, and I was just confused by the whole night, and I pride myself on actually not crying all that much, which is a stupid thing to be proud of, but that was one of those nights where, and Chris, oh man, bless his heart, he yelled in front of everybody. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were like." What did he say? Oh fuck! If I don't get this right, he said, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were competing for state." And I was like, "Oh, that's my hero," because he was doing a great job, but he knew that I was like crumbling before his eyes.
Oh, that's nice.
And yeah, it was really sweet.
He really is a hero. He's a real life superhero, isn't he?
It was very protective of me. It was very sweet, and
that is amazing.
It was very
sweet. No, it can be really intense. I mean,
stupidly, like we already have enough competition in our lives. Do we need to add this? Whole other thing. Okay.
I agree with you.
So now, speaking of competition, though, we are going to have you plead the fifth, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right, Andy. We have 3 questions, and you can only plead the fifth and not answer one. You know the rules, but some of our listeners may not. So here we go. Here are the 3 questions. Which member of Vanderpump
Okay,
Rules...
wait. You have to just do them one at a time. Of course.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I love it. I love you, Andy. I love you.
Which member of Vanderpump Rules would you most like to sleep with if you got the chance?
I believe it would be Tom Sandoval.
Why is that?
Because he is... I just think he's really super pretty, and I love it when he gets really emotional and serious. I really like it when he cries. I think it's so cute when he cries.
And you think he's in love, right?
What'd you say?
Do you think he's in love? Is it going to last?
I think he's in love. I think it is going to last. And I just think he's really pretty. He looks like an anime character, I think, which I enjoy. And he's from St. Louis, so we have a special bond. And I just would like to hold him and stroke his hair and look at his pretty face.
Yeah, all right.
I think I've said too much now.
I don't understand his grooming habits. I don't understand why he's always... I've never met a straight guy who grooms as much as he does. Like he gets threading done and all sorts of stuff.
Yes. Well... therein lies this is the
is this the thing?
The world of Vanderpump Rules.
I have dated a big groomer.
Right.
Wait, what did you just say? Can you say that again?
I said this is the world of Vanderpump Rules. We can't explain this. We don't know.
Yeah, I know. All right, next one.
Yeah.
In your book, Superficial, you mentioned passing on having a big movie star be on your show due to a number of rules their team had before coming on. Who was that movie star?
Oh, my God, that's a really good question. And no one has asked me that. And I have to plead the fifth.
Okay.
I saw him the other day, as a matter of fact. I was seated at a table with him, and I was thinking, I wanted to say, your publicist is such a douche. But that never goes well.
That's awesome. All right, you're pleading the fifth.
So that means
Andy
you have to answer this one.
The fifth.
That is true.
All right. Out of all the housewives on every show, which housewife do you think needs the most relationship advice from Anna and Sim?
Okay, let's just tick through. Well, I mean, listen, it's a real, look, you could almost throw anybody in the New York arena on there because you've got a lot of single ladies. So from New York, I'm going to say Sonia and Lou. I'm going to just kind of keep them on the short list. Atlanta, I think Portia and Atlanta would be on that list. Let's
County?
Move to Potomac. They're all right. Oh, well, Robin might be, but let's keep her off. Let's go to Jersey. And I think they're all okay. Melissa's a little subservient to Joe, but that's her own choice. Orange County, Vicki Gunvalson could probably use some advice. And, God, okay, that's Vicki. Let's go to Beverly Hills. And no one is really single on Beverly Hills, and I think they all seem
like happily. Yeah.
yeah, they seem fairly functioning on Beverly Hills in a weird way. So we'll leave them alone. Yeah. Okay. So then let's go back to New York, and let's say, Luann is happy, so maybe she doesn't. Let's say Sonia or Ramona, because it's not working right now.
I don't know if I feel like I would be best buddies, I think, with Sonia.
Yeah, I think you would. I think it would be like triage, by the way. It would be, you two you would call me and say, Andy, I have had it. I can't. You would really be at the end of your rope.
I would love to actually try that. Can we do that? Can we arrange that?
I think that would be amazing. Oh my God, we need to get one of them on your show. Absolutely.
But hey, Andy, okay, wait. One last thing, if we can keep you. Why do you think some shows, what cities? Because I miss Miami. But why do you think some certain areas work better than others?
Well, Miami, Miami was this weird case of the last season, the ratings just were going down throughout the whole season. And you may think that I'm crazy for saying this, but I actually think one of the big reasons that it went away is that Mama Elsa got really sick and had to kind of leave the show. And I think she was more important to that show than anyone really realized, frankly. And so, mainly, and then in terms of DC, those Salahis kind of who allegedly crashed the White House state dinner, they kind of ruined it for everybody. The show, they
made it for me.
Yeah, we couldn't go on anymore after they had done their shenanigans.
Could you?
Because it gets weird when the FBI wants to subpoena your raw tapes that you've shot. It just doesn't kind of work that great. Not a compelling reason enough to continue.
I grew up. Both Chris and I grew up sort of north of Seattle area. Could you ever see a Real Housewives of Seattle or
maybe if we got some what I would like for that is if we got some Bezos adjacent you know what I mean, that's
rich
what
techie.
You need for that. You need some serious techie money and credibility, otherwise I don't know where you go with that.
What about Silicon Valley? That's where all the money is now.
We have cast there a few times, and Bravo had a show. I think it was called Silicon Valley, and Randy Zuckerberg was an EP of it, and it wasn't great, and it didn't do well, so it's gone.
What about
we haven't nailed that.
Could there be is there a male version that will be just as amazing of?
Didn't they try that? Hollywood Husbands
of the Housewives?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
I think other networks have tried it. We cast once the Real Husbands of Orange County years ago and the Real Kids of Orange County. And what we realized is the women are more interesting.
Yeah,
we were like
that Bachelor, that thing.
Yeah, these guys are boring, and this isn't what the show is. So we were like, we're not doing. How about we don't do this?
I know it's the same. I don't know. I feel in Hollywood too. Even though I'll be at Chris's premiere for something, and there's a lot of it's just a lot of shit involving my fucking dress, and because you realize man, this is I guess more interesting to some people than Chris in his awesome fucking Tom Ford suit or whatever.
Right. And I just think the guys typically have less drama than women, and I just don't. Guys are kind of boring.
Yeah.
They think with their dick, they scratch their belly.
People keep telling me that men are simple, but
I think so.
I know you're simple.
Yeah.
Sim.
Thank you.
I don't think Andy's simple.
That's funny.
Andy, before we let you go, I'm just going to read all of the things that you're up to right now. Let me know if I left anything off. So you already mentioned before you have Love Connection that's out. That's on Fox, right? That's on right now. You also have your book, Superficial, just came out on paperback, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Then you also have Then and Now, which is on 10 p.m. on Bravo on Wednesdays, correct?
That's true. Okay. Andy Cohen's Then and Now.
Andy Cohen's Then and Now. And one of my old childhood friends, Amrit Singh from Revolt TV, is on it. He's a contributor.
Yes,
so I was really
that's
happy
right.
to see him on there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you also have Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and that's Sundays through Thursdays at 11 p.m. on Bravo as well.
I am dying, Andy.
Still have not gotten Anna
I know.
on the show.
I'm so
insane.
Yes.
It's like the weirdest.
And
we've had the weirdest scheduling karma when you come to New York. It's for like a day. It's like a nightmare.
I know, and I don't get there very often. But Andy, I will say I dread all talk shows, but I know yours would be
we'll have
blast.
Fun.
Well, you know what?
We will have fun.
Don't you find that like a lot of, I don't know, maybe not so much as like a few years ago, but a lot of talk show hosts don't always feel like they have your back.
Yeah, but it's funny that you say that in relation to me, because I think some people are scared of me because they think I ask very provocative questions. But the truth of the matter is, and it's why people like to come back again and again, is that I do have their back. So even though I'm kind of going there with them, I will, I definitely don't, I'm very codependent, so I don't want anyone to leave mad.
No, completely. You let people off the hook all the time. I mean, you let the nice, like the callers sometimes like bait people or whatever, but you always let people off the hook.
Yes, I definitely do. I don't think you're done with the list.
Oh,
what did I leave off? Keep going.
Radio Andy on Sirius XM,
That's
channel
right.
102.
Sweet.
Right?
Jesus.
How do you have time for all this?
AC2 Live, me and Anderson Cooper.
That's
Go
right.
to
You're on tour.
AC2live.com. We're going to be in Tampa, Nashville, Dallas, Houston, whole bunch more dates later this year. And then I think that's it.
That's enough. That's
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
And the Real Housewives.
Any advice to like multitasking?
No, you should only say yes to doing things that you love and that you really want to do.
That's good.
Because then nothing becomes, then ultimately you're like, oh, well, I have to do all this stuff, but I actually really like doing it. So it's okay.
Andy Cohen, I just love you so much. Thank you.
Well, I love you guys for having me. And I also just want to, again, apologize to the listeners for me being on a cell phone, chomping my food, and now I have my little after dinner mint in my mouth. So I feel like you've had to really listen to a lot of my mouth issues, and I apologize.
No, Andy, I have a dent on my face from the nap I just took, and I'm sorry if I was like.
Well, maybe we can turn this into like a segment called A Meal with Andy. So we'll just call him while he's eating pad thai or pizza or whatever.
Oh my God, I love
we'll just enjoy a meal with you.
Amortize my meal. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Hey, Andy, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Have fun
Andy.
in Vancouver.
I love you, and I can't wait to be
Good luck on
Watch What Happens
Overboard.
Now.
Can't wait to see it.
Thanks so much.
you.
Bye.
I almost just said, "Watch What Happens Now." Did you see that?
Wait, I don't know.
Oh, good.
I missed it.
No. It was,
Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a little break before we get to our updates? Why are you laughing?
Because I feel like I really do have a dent on my face.
I don't see any dent.
How great is Andy?
He's the best. I mean, he's the best. I wish he was in LA so we can.
He's such a natural. It's amazing.
It's amazing. He really is. All right.
All right, we're taking a break.
Let's take a break.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm. And in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by ZocDoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? ZocDoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through ZocDoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, ZocDoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to ZocDoc.com/unqualified and download the ZocDoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's ZocDoc.com/unqualified.
So,
Sim,
yeah,
you're like my dearest friend.
you're my dearest friend.
And
I can't tell you how excited I am whenever I'm with you.
really,
Yeah, I always have a great time because you make me laugh harder than anyone.
thanks for saying that. And but I think, are we neurotic in the same way?
Yes, and that's why we get along so well. Of course we are.
Dear listeners, guess what? We are about to do some caller updates.
Yes.
This is awesome, right? I'm really excited about this.
I love caller updates, and I wish we can do more. And I know so many of our listeners have been asking about these updates. And we're going to call someone we spoke to in April of 2016.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Taylor. We'll find out more from Taylor. We're going to call her. I think she's out of the country right now. If you remember.
Such a stellar episode.
Yeah,
too.
she was.
We had
Okay,
Chris
so
Evans.
Chris Evans and Jenny Slate.
And I think my Chris came on for a second. Anyway,
Chris Evans, Jenny Slate, part 2. I think I forgot what time code it was.
we're the worst.
I wrote it down.
Up. We're fucking.
We'll find out. We'll just call her. Fuck it. Everyone's going to remember her. All right. And we'll have her tell us what she called us about.
Are we both? I still have an indent from the nap.
No, you don't. There's no indent. By the
There's
way, Andy Cohen, how cool is he?
He's unbelievable. Like, I love how open he is. Always, this format is so revealing because some of our guests are incredibly receptive.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
Well, she's in where? El Salvador?
El Salvador, I think, or somewhere. I'm not exactly sure. You know what? I have another number for her, so I'm going to try that. I called her husband's number, and now I think I'm going to try her number and see if that one works.
My sweet dad is texting me.
Oh, yeah? What do you write?
How's your day? Well, it's great. And look, they're in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and here I am with you.
In lovely Vancouver. We love Vancouver, though.
I do love Vancouver. I've loved being up here. Sim, would you ever...
Hello?
Yes, Taylor? Taylor?
Hello?
Taylor.
Taylor, sorry we accosted you with such enthusiasm. Can you hear us?
Maybe that wasn't Taylor. What the fuck? Did she change her number?
Dear listeners,
All right,
we don't know what the fuck is going on.
Homeboy, I think Homeboy talked to her already. All right, we'll figure this out. I'm going to call her husband one more time.
I think I told you earlier that I have high testosterone.
You do?
I don't know. Well, you say that with like you're looking at me like there's no way I do.
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I got it tested.
All right. What if
I'm like a dude.
What if the rest of the podcast is just us talking while there's a ringing? Let's just call Jackie. Jackie, do you remember her? She was dating that NFL player secretly. It was from the RuPaul episode.
Yeah.
And she's in Seattle. I think, if I remember correctly, she's from Edmonds. Is Edmonds a nice place to grow up? Why are you laughing?
There's a lot of elderly people.
Oh, yeah?
So it is, but cops are really hard on you.
Oh, that's too bad.
Did I tell you? I got caught having sex in.
No, but I want to hear about it. What the fuck?
Hello?
I want to hear about this.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi, it's Anna and Sim.
Jackie, can I hang on for just a second? Because Anna just said something and I want her to finish. What were you just saying?
Okay.
Jackie, I grew up in Edmonds, Washington, and I got caught by the cops having sex in my mom's minivan. And it was like full on, like, I was on top.
So the cops caught you?
Yeah, there's like a
while
like
you were
a light.
actually having sex?
Yes, I'm on top in the back of a minivan, and there's suddenly a massive flashlight because we were at a park. There's
Right.
no place to go. Where else do you go?
Oh, you're right. Only
Anyway,
parks.
Yeah. Needless to say, I did not finish. But weirdly, having slept with only 5 people in my life, I've been caught twice by cops. Never arrested, only twice.
Did you get scared? What happened?
Oh, yeah. The second time was underneath this massive tree at the University of Washington.
Oh, my God.
And yeah.
So are you a little bit of an exhibitionist?
No, I think I'm a guilty sex person, so I have to do it in hiding. And then it turns out the cops know exactly where I'm hiding.
Okay, we're gonna examine this
All right.
later.
Jackie, sorry.
But first, let's.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Jackie, can you remind us why we called you?
So you guys wanted to get an update on an interesting dating situation I was in. So basically, I had matched with this guy on Bumble, and we've been talking like pretty regularly for quite a while. And then through the magic of social media, I found out that he was an NFL player. And I legit had his phone number. It was linked to all of his, personal accounts. So, and we had FaceTime, so I knew it was him. And I wasn't being catfished or anything. But the twist was he never told me what he did for a living. He told me he had a completely different job. So when I found out this guy was actually, in the NFL, I was like, that's kind of weird because he never told me. So basically I had called you guys before to try and figure out how to bring it up to him because honestly, there's a reason why he wasn't telling me.
Well, Anna mentioned that she asked if you think that he might be dating someone else, which is why he didn't want to say something. We also speculated on whether or not he didn't want you to think that he was a football player because he's avoiding gold diggers. There were a few theories that were going around. So what ended up happening?
We kind of came to the consensus at the end of my call I was going to wait until the season was over. So I believe our call was in early January. And so he had games that he was in since then. So, and he knew I was a football fan and I'd be watching. And so there was one game that he was playing in, and he had a pretty significant play that he was a part of. So, I mean, if I was watching the game, I could not miss seeing him on the screen. So he texted me after the game and was like, "Oh, how was the game?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I saw you."
Whoa. You called him out on it right then and there? That's how you did it? He texted you and you said, "I saw you on TV"?
I can't believe this is a long lie for him to keep up.
So he asked you, asked you, did you enjoy watching the game? Not, never, you guys never had a conversation about him being a football player at all. And he asked you,
no.
What did he ask you? Did you enjoy the game?
He was like, "How was watching the game today?"
And you said, "I saw you."
Yeah, because basically he knew I was going to be watching the game. He knew he had a significant play where he did have, screen time where, if I was watching the game, I couldn't have missed him. And I kind of was reaching the point where I was just, frustrated. Why wouldn't you talk to me about this?
So what did he say? What did he write back?
Well, so I was like, "Yes, I saw you. I saw you. That was a great play. You, did really well during the game." And then I asked, "Why did you never talk to me about this?"
No, good for you. Sorry. I know. This is so compelling. Sorry.
And so his response was, "I assumed you already knew."
What?
Yeah.
And then what did you write?
Well, I was like, my inner monologue was, "I'm sorry, you're not that famous, so don't assume that I knew."
Right. Okay.
But
nice. I like it. Protect your heart.
But what I actually told him was I didn't know for a while beforehand. And then I figured, you would bring it up to me eventually, since obviously it's a huge part of your life. And I was like, "I don't understand why you didn't tell me." And he was like, "Are you mad about that?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I think I have a right to kind of be upset that we've been talking for so long and you just avoided talking about this with me. But you also assumed that I knew. So I don't know where there was kind of something missing there, where he assumed that I knew, but then
honesty,
he wouldn't talk about it with me.
Yeah, what a fucking, listen,
Right.
I'm sure, I guess I have no obviously experience being in that kind of spotlight, but it is odd. I sort of understand the idea if he lied about it for just so he wants to sort of vet the intentions of people, but to keep it up that long feels very odd. And then to sort of not be very honest in his response as well. I feel like he should have said his intentions, I guess, if they were true. Right. So then now where are you guys?
Well, so after the season, he went on vacation and was traveling for a while. And kind of after the initial conversation where I called him out a little bit on it, I didn't really have much interest talking to him just because I was like, "Oh, okay, so you obviously just assumed that I knew." And I just felt like, there was definitely something missing there that he wasn't talking about. So I kind of just stopped talking to him for a while. And then out of the blue, a few weeks later, he tried contacting me again while I was traveling. And then we just kind of still talk pretty often. But ever since then, I feel like every time I would try to kind of have more of a deeper conversation beyond "Hey, how are you doing? What are you up to?" He would just cut off the conversation. And then
this is really strange.
I know it's so strange, and part of me is just I should just cut this guy off and stop talking. But I'm I want to figure it out. I need to.
Here's the thing. What do you need to figure out right now?
Well, for example, he'll message me and be like, "Oh, I wish you were here. I wish we could hang out. I wish you were here to experience this with me." Because obviously, he being in the profession that he does, he gets to do a lot of really awesome events and stuff. And so actually really recently, like this was on Friday, he was like, I wish you were here, because he received like championship rings from the season. And I was like, well, if you want, I can come visit you. And he was like, oh, that would be great. I would love to see you. We'd have so much fun together. And so I was like, oh, okay, so when is a good time for me to come this summer? And then his response was just,
What? Just HMMM ...
Yeah.
Like, so he was thinking about it, and then did he respond afterwards with a date?
No.
This is a very odd.
Have you seen this guy at all in person? Have you actually met him yet?
No.
What? Okay.
What's his deal? What is he getting out of this?
I feel like he's fucking with her.
Yeah, me too. But I still don't quite understand what he is getting out of.
Some weird pleasure of
does he have like a string of
maybe
sweet Jackies? Like,
maybe he has a bunch of them. Maybe he's doing this to a bunch of girls. This is bullshit.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Now here's the thing,
make any sense.
Jackie. I mean, I'm actually now concerned and curious as to
continue this relationship.
I know you do,
we could do it like as a trio.
This is all bad. Everything about this is terrible.
Thanks, Sam.
Like, I don't understand. He's totally fucking with her. I don't know why he's playing with her head. And he is, because, you know, she's still engaging in all of this.
Well, yeah, but it's enticing to be, you know, potentially, you know,
this has been going on for months. How many months now? At least 6, right?
It is very odd on
last fall, yeah. But I want to make it clear that, like, I'm not super invested in this guy at all.
Yes, no,
like,
I think Jackie.
I'm not trying to, like, you know, make this guy my boyfriend.
I so want to give you credit
at all.
Yes, for sure. I so want to give you credit that like this is really kind of fun for you and for me. And for Sim too.
It is. I can't lie.
But no, I hear in your voice that it's not like I'm in love with this guy and he promised me everything or whatever. But I understand your inclination of like, let's get to the bottom of the mystery. That's why I started a fucking podcast. So I don't know. I want more. I hope you keep like stringing him along.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I mean, I don't want this to happen just for our amusement, but I mean,
Jackie is amused too.
But he's fucking with her head.
I mean, part of me feels like I'm being fucked with, but also it's kind of amusing for me because, I mean, like I can't just put all the blame on him. I mean, I'm also entertaining the idea of us talking still. So,
Jackie, you and I we're in cahoots. Let's fucking snag
well, then
this.
I want like a meeting. I want an official meeting. I want Jackie to meet this football player guy.
Hey, Jackie. Okay, but do you know through like social media stuff is he single?
There's like nothing. Like nothing. I haven't found anything about a girlfriend. I haven't found anything about him, you know, being married or engaged or anything. So
this is so fun.
So when was the last time you texted him?
Friday.
Actually, this morning.
Oh. Ooh, the plot thickens.
Can you read the text exchange to us, please?
Well, basically, I just sent him a picture of when I was working out this morning.
Sweet. So you're hot, sexy. I love it.
And he read it, but he didn't respond. But he did read it like the moment I sent it to him. So
he's probably working out some kind of like witty response.
He sounds like a huge wit. Have we established that?
Okay, what's the end goal? Okay,
pros.
Anna, I'm going to ask you, what should the end goal be right now for Jackie?
Oh, well, I think it's so ridiculous, and I so think Jackie knows that, and I think it's awesome that that this weird thing is in play.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't get hurt in any way, you know, because I don't think I think this dude has some serious shit going on.
I don't understand why he's behaving this way.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because wouldn't it be a waste of time to just continue to text someone that you're never going to see?
And I also
exactly
and the lie, like, and sort of like the bait. The whole thing is all wrong. Is there any? This just occurred to me, Jackie. Is there any weird way that you're being catfished by somebody like a weird troll fella that's
who's pretending to take on his identity?
I mean, unless it's his identical twin, because like I said, we've FaceTimed before, and like, when I got his phone number, like it linked to all his like social media, like the professional,
it's
like blue check
dude
on Instagram, like it's legit him. But I also was talking to one of my friends this morning because my friend was curious, like, why is this guy like still talking to you? And I was like, well, I've also haven't like sent him any provocative photos or like any nudes or like sexted or anything like that. And my friend was like, oh, that's probably why. Like, he hasn't gotten that from you, and he probably gets it so easily from every, other girl he talks to. And he's like, it's probably the fact that like you're not making it easy for him.
Yeah, that very well could be. And I would so advise, just like you've already been doing, I probably don't need to tell you, but I would so advise against sending any like nude pictures at all.
Yeah.
Because you just never ever know where that's going to end up. But
well, I mean, when he's like, brought it up taking things that way, I was like, you know what? How about instead of me sending you a picture, you could actually come here, and I can see you. Or I go there and visit you.
And what did he say?
And it's the same kind of thing where he just kind of like goes, huh, and then like shuts down.
The truth is, if the guy wanted to see you, he would have made an effort to see you, or he would have made an effort to fly you out. It would have been done a long time ago.
I feel so confused about his social media presence too. I have no idea who this is, but I feel a little confused that I don't know, that maybe you don't know a little more about his personal...
Because he's probably not a famous player. He's probably not, I don't know if he's a starter. He's probably just, every football team, they have like 40 players. So...
Yeah.
Right. I'm just wondering, like, he's confounding. I don't have the answer to this. To me, it sounds like he's married, but I know that, and he's like... just probably has a ton of like weird, girls that he texts.
He's probably not married. I'm sure there's enough information online to show that he's not married, right?
I'm pretty sure like it would have come up at some, I don't know, some website or something. But like, honestly, I feel like I kind of just want to see how this plays out.
I love it.
All right.
And I approve, as long, because it sounds to me like, Jackie, like you are in a good headspace with it. I don't know.
It's exciting. It's an exciting headspace because she doesn't sound like she's getting frustrated. Right. It sounds like she just wants answers.
But I would definitely date a ton of other people.
I hope she is. Are you? I hope you are.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am. So like, this guy isn't just the end all be all for me. Like, I'm young and single, and I should have fun. So I'm still doing that. Like, it's not stopping my life in any way.
Good.
But I do feel like eventually it's going to get to a point where like I'm going to want to just, end this however way it ends up. But like, if I get to that point where I do want to initiate the end of it, I want to make sure that I'm going to be okay with whatever outcome that is, positive or negative. If I'm just like, hey, this is what I need from you, you're not giving it to me, let's end this. And if he gets all, I don't know, defensive and is just like, screw you, I want to make sure I'm going to be okay and not, unexpectedly get upset.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Well, what I think we should do? I think that you should be our first repeat update.
Yes, please.
So what I'm thinking is, why don't we get in touch in about a month, and then we'll circle back and see what happened.
And I hope so much, as football season starts to commence, that the Seahawks fucking slay whatever dude this is.
Well, I mean, they're definitely coming here for a game, so it would be interesting to see if anything comes of that.
All right. Exciting stuff. Thank you.
Hey, Jackie, thank you. Please, like, keep us posted. I feel like I was a little, I hope I wasn't too, I don't know, like, encouraging of the. Like,
you guys are on the same page. I think I'm on the same page too now.
Well,
I normally would have said, fuck this guy, but it's too intriguing to figure out what's going on with this guy's mind.
Well, and Jackie, really, it does seem like you're kind of detached emotionally from it. So it feels like.
I mean, why not have fun with it? This will be a great thing for my grandchildren, including being on this podcast. So.
There you go. You have a story that'll last you a lifetime, Jackie.
Jackie, thank you. And hey, Jackie, can we call you in like 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so
I'll make
much.
time for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jackie. Did you hear what I just said? I said, I think I love.
You said, I think I love you.
Oh, so what am I so afraid of? I love that.
Should we try calling Taylor?
Yeah.
All right. Where the fuck is the number?
Dear listeners, Sim is shuffling. You've never seen.
What's that? Maybe you took it.
Oh, I probably did. Sorry. Fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Do you think that guy, if you were to guess what Jackie's, like, boyfriend, Tinder guy, what position? Sim, you know a lot about sports. What position would you guess that he was in?
Okay.
I think he's on defense.
Why is that?
Because they don't get as much sort of, it's not as like, it's a little
It's
less
not as glamorous
glorified.
as a quarterback or a wide receiver.
Right.
Gotcha.
Kicker seems like that's, while it's sadly like not quite as part of the team.
Kickers don't get enough credit.
They don't.
Because here's the thing, they only have one job. They have to kick it through the uprights. If they miss, they're the GOAT.
It's awful.
It's awful.
There's
There's so much pressure.
Yeah.
I would never want to be a kicker.
And you don't even get celebrated that much when you actually kick it through the thing.
Well,
you just get like vilified.
game-winning field goals, you get carried off the field on your shoulders and people are hailing you. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Kicking a game, there's no better feeling than kicking a game-winning field goal.
Like alone by himself crying in a locker.
Adam Sandler sang a song a long time ago. Someone I'm sure can look this up. It was called The Lonesome Kicker. I'm not kidding. I think Adam Sandler wrote a song called The Lonesome Kicker about a kicker that's lonely.
Maybe actors can relate.
So actresses and kickers are the same?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, in the sense that like when you do okay, there's like, good job, you did your job, and then but if
you do a bad job, you're like, then
you're in,
I can see that. That's a good comparison. All right, hopefully Taylor will pick up now.
So indulging me. I hate it. I can so tell when you're not actually listening to any fucking thing.
I'm like trying to get this call up now.
Hello?
Yay!
Finally, Taylor.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Taylor. Where are you?
I am on the beach in El Salvador.
Fuck.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Can you give us a little like description for like the people who are not here? Like, what are you looking at? Are you looking at the blue ocean?
I am. It's a little bit cloudy. It's rainy season down here, so it's a little gray, but it's beautiful. It's probably 80, 85 degrees, not too humid, so it's nice. And down here in El Salvador, the waves are really good, so you get a lot of surfing down here. It's a little choppy today, so I don't think anybody is out there, but there's like a hammock, and there's a bunch of guys out playing soccer, and there's a bunch of fishing boats on the beach, and it's pretty legit.
You know what? You just like validated the whole thing. When earlier months ago, when you were on our podcast with Chris Evans and Jenny Slate, I was skeptical. I was like, no, I don't know about this. You're selling all your everything you own.
Before let's have her tell us. Why did we call you the first time?
Okay, well, I wrote in because my husband and I were planning to, at that point we were still in the planning phases. We were selling our house.
and selling everything we owned and moving into a truck camper that would sit on the back of my husband's truck. So like, we just were getting ready for this crazy adventure, and I had like all of these insecurities about whether this was the right thing to do and how I would handle living 100% with my husband, and that being it. No having jobs to like go to during the day. You just spend all your time with one person. So I just was hoping to get some feedback.
And tell us what's happening. What's going on?
Well, that is what we do now. We have no jobs, and we drive, and we hang out. We hang out in really cool places, and
it sounds fucking awesome. You're so making the case for like a mass exodus.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Tell us. I'm sorry. Tell us your route. You started in Oregon, right?
Yes. Yeah. We left Oregon in October. We crossed the border into Baja, Mexico, November 10th, and we spent 5 months in Mexico, which was amazing. We drove all the way from Baja. We took a ferry across from La Paz to Mazatlan, and then we just kept driving south. Then we went through, all the states. We went to Chiapas. We went through Veracruz. We went through Yucatan, and then we crossed into Belize and spent a month in Belize. And then we got to Guatemala, and we spent 2 months in Guatemala. And it was amazing. It was so hard to leave Guatemala. It's an incredible country. And then we crossed into El Salvador just a few days ago. So, and we're loving El Salvador too.
Has there been anything bad?
Actually, no. We've been so fortunate. We've never had anybody try to get a bribe out of us. We've never had anybody try to take advantage of us. We've really had nothing but good stories. And so what we're worried about is like, we're due for something crazy to happen any day now, because everybody's got at least one story. I mean, we've been on the road for 8 months, but no, everybody's been lovely, and everything. It's just been fantastic.
Have you guys been fighting?
So
Have you guys been fighting at all? Any arguments?
Oh, all the time. So we for the most part, we spend a lot of time together, but we always have something to do. So whether it's, we write a blog every week, we put out a blog. So there's that. So we're working on that. We're putting up pictures.
Wait, tell us the blog. So plug your blog.
Okay. We are runningfrommonday.com.
Okay.
And we have a Facebook page, same name. And our Instagram is @runfrommonday.
Gotcha.
So
keep going.
It's, and we put out a blog every week. And so we work on that, and we started that to just do it for friends and family, and then for people that we meet along the way, because there's so many other people traveling this way. It's crazy how many people you meet. So everybody kind of follows each other, and we just met up with a couple from Tennessee that we'd been following for 2 years. We just met up with them in San Salvador. They're at Vagabrods, and they're so cool. We had so much fun spending like 3 days camped in the hotel parking lot of this awesome little place. And so it's crazy how you do this. And so we always have something going on, but at the same time go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, I'm in awe of the idea that you guys really took this unbelievable risk, and it's like, fuck it, life's too short.
Yeah.
It's so, it's so admirable.
Inspiring.
Yeah. Are you still, like, no regrets?
No, at this point, man, it's so incredible to be able to travel the way that we are, and we're so grateful. We've always loved to travel, but when you get to just pull into a place and be like, wow, I really like this, I want to spend more time here, and then you just get to do that. It's so cool. I mean, we spent 5 weeks at Lake Atitlan in Guatemala, camped outside of this town, and we took 4 weeks of Spanish classes while we were there from this awesome little Spanish school. And we got to know our teachers really well, and we got to know we started to become locals. Like the business owners would greet us when we walked into town, and I mean, it's such a bizarre and such an incredible way to get to live for a little while.
So what do you miss besides friends and family from the States? Because here's what I would miss: Charmin, Ultra, and probably In-N-Out.
Yeah. still plenty of Charmin down here, so I've found it. I've bought it.
But like the really like an unenvironmentally like friendly shit. That's what I like. I like a cushion.
Yeah.
I wipe my booty with a pillow.
We actually, I miss toilet seats. That's one thing. It's really nice when you find a good toilet seat.
Sweet, Taylor, there's Charmin, but not toilet seats.
You have to stand like over a hole?
No, it's not like that. But it's just that for some reason, probably 75% of the toilets that you find in Central America just don't have a toilet seat for an unfathomable reason I haven't figured out yet.
You know what? You know what it is? It's a world ruled by men. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But one thing I miss Netflix. I miss I miss beer. Man, I mean, growing up in Oregon and spending some time in Oregon. God, you can't find a microbrew down here. So that being said, I mean, $1 beer is everywhere down here. So
Taylor, I feel like there's this is the thing. You are going to start your own microbrewery in El Salvador.
Yes. Business opportunity. The first microbrewery in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Great. Actually, there is one. We found it yesterday. We went there. It felt like home, and we really didn't want to leave. We were like, "Can we just live in your parking lot?" And they just looked at us funny. But we've all talked about it. Everyone we meet, we come up with some crazy way to just do this for the rest of our lives. So everybody's got a scheme. Everybody's got a plan. And I think ours is definitely start a brewery somewhere. So
I love it.
We'll check in with me in a year. We'll see where it's at.
Dude, we have your back, man. I love the life. I love it that you guys like rolled the dice and
they're doing it. They're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, Taylor, tell us, are you actually committed to the full 3 years, or are you going to call it quits after a little bit?
Well, we are definitely committed to the full 3 years. We are going to fly back to home at the end of June for a couple months. My dad's getting married, so I wanted to be there for that. And while we're home, I actually am just going to work for a couple months, just, a little bit more on the road time. So we're going to be home for 3 months this summer, and then we'll return to Costa Rica and ship our truck from Panama to Colombia probably in October.
Wow.
So we'll continue.
Real.
Yeah.
Both Sim and I are looking at each other.
We'll be doing South America next year.
That is
incredible.
So cool.
Can we say hi to your husband before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on just
What's
a second.
What's his name?
His name is KP.
Okay.
So, yep, he's over studying Spanish and drinking a beer, so I'm sure he'd like a break. Okay, hang on a second.
Man, could you ever? I don't know if
I don't think I can do it. It'll be too hard for me.
Yeah, for you.
Okay, hello?
Hi, KP.
KP, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're great. Listen, we're like so thrilled that you are talking with us, but also, man, congratulations on like fucking living the dream.
Seriously, man, that's awesome.
Thank you. It is pretty awesome.
I was trying to get out of Taylor, but she wouldn't really give me too many answers, like what the true challenges are. I suggested toilet paper, but she countered like they have a lot of great toilet paper. What do you miss about I don't know, the States or what I guess what the challenges are, because it seems to me like it's why I'm ready to join you guys if you would have me down there.
I think that the biggest challenges are just how it's more difficult to do anything. Obviously there's a language barrier, but then just the shopping and traffic and everything. If you need to get something done, it's so much harder than it is back home. And part of that's just sort of cultural differences in the way that businesses are run and that sort of thing. If someone tells you something's going to be done in an hour and it's going to be done a certain way, there's a really good chance it won't be done in an hour and it'll be done a different way.
Do you guys have any
like that?
Like vanity issues? Like, because I sadly, I think that would be my thing. Like, where am I going to get my roots done? Like lame shit like that. I wish I wouldn't think about that, but I think I know I would.
I'm sure he doesn't, but maybe Taylor does.
Yeah, I don't so much. Maybe I should more. But a little bit, but Taylor, she finds places to get like her hair done. She even had another overlander, another person we met traveling, who was a retired hairdresser and did everyone's hair, in camp when we were at Lake Atitlan.
Oh my God.
Things like that.
Damn. You guys have, there's no argument. Like, I feel like I keep like coming at you like with something to
It seems to be working. It seems to be working so far.
We had a really low point in Belize where we thought we had bed bugs in our truck.
Oh.
So I feel like that's a pretty good example of something awful. We were really kind of thinking our whole deal, and maybe this was a terrible idea because it was 90 degrees and like 100% humidity. Even the Belizeans thought it was awful. And then on top of that, Taylor had some weird bites, and we literally thought we had bed bugs infested in our truck. So we had a little bit of a panic attack and drove like 3 hours, found an exterminator, and had them just absolutely nuke the truck. It actually peeled some of the plastic on the dashboard and stuff they sprayed. But we don't have bed bugs. I don't think we even did, but it was a particular low point for us. So there are a lot of bug bites. We don't have air conditioning like in the camper. So Central America, especially where it's humid, we can have some rough nights. We spent some nights just sleeping in the hammock sort of thing.
Oh, well,
still sounds kind of fun.
Yeah. Sim has problems with like
camping, sleeping anywhere without any real plumbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not having a schedule.
Right. I know.
Kind of thing.
Not having like my special pillow. Yeah.
Luckily we have our truck so we can bring our special pillows.
Oh, good.
We have all the special pillows we ever want. In fact, we actually really prefer to stay in the truck. We've had a few offers to stay in houses. And we typically just choose to park the truck next to the house and then stay in the truck because it's our house. It's our home. It has all of our things in it. It has the special pillow. We don't have to take the special pillow out. We just pop the top and go to sleep. So
love it,
dude. I
think everyone's jealous.
Yes, please. Like if you guys would be so willing, we'd love to. Like
we're gonna continue. Let's talk to them again. Maybe in like 3 or 4 months. Sure. No, when are you going back? You're going back in June. You're going back home, right? And then when will you be in Colombia or Costa Rica?
We'll be in Colombia probably late October. Costa Rica early October.
Why don't we check back with you guys in October and see how you guys are doing? What do you think?
That feels too far.
That sounds fine.
No, it doesn't. It's only a few months.
KP, would you be willing to talk to us before then?
No, they'll be sure. They'll still be in the States.
We'll be in Oregon, but nobody cares about us living in Oregon.
We'll wait till they get back on the road.
I do, because then we'll get to see, like, do they like that lifestyle better?
All right. Fine.
Yeah.
It was sort of me.
Fine.
We like the beer better.
Hey, thank you guys so much.
Let's put Taylor, let's say bye to Taylor. Thank you so much, KP.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
I feel like I was kind of bitchy.
When?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi.
I was just complaining to Sim that I felt like I think I'm having a lot of envy because I know I am. I know I'm having a lot of envy.
You want to do this? You want to go on? Hey, will you invite Anna nicely to the trip? Maybe she'll meet you in Colombia because she really wants to go.
Absolutely. Come visit us in Colombia or Costa Rica or Ecuador or Peru. Just pick a place and we'll meet you there.
Fuck yeah. I would love to. And hey, thank you so much for giving up your time and your beautiful beach day. I'm like,
oh man, you took a huge chunk out of our day, our schedule. I'm going to have to really get caught up now, but it's all right. I guess, I have so many beers to catch up on now, but it's okay.
I love it. Hey, thank you again. And please, I want to hear about Oregon too.
Okay.
Thanks. Sorry.
Thank
you so much, Taylor.
Okay, I love you guys. Thanks
love
for calling.
you too. Thank you. Bye. Dear listeners, Sim just had a big freak out.
Oh my God, that was the biggest bee I've ever seen.
Are you scared of bees?
Yes, I was. When I was 5 years old, down the block there was a huge beehive, and a bunch of older kids on their bikes were throwing rocks at it. I happened to be walking and just seeing what the kids were doing, and then all the bees started chasing everyone. They got away in the bikes, and I was stung by like 40 bees. It was the worst feeling in the world. And now whenever I see a bee, I fucking freak out like I just did. So I saw a huge bee by the window there, and I went and killed it.
It was amazing. It was like, I've never seen you stomp like that.
Oh, I feel so much better now. Holy shit, I really hate bees.
I didn't know that about your childhood. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was traumatic.
The other kids had bikes. You didn't?
Nope, didn't have I had a bike, but I didn't have it at the time.
Yeah.
All right.
You were just wondering what the other kids were up to. Right.
Yes.
There's something about this story that's not quite ringing true.
I'll tell you more later.
I don't know if it's about the 40 bees.
This has been a long episode. Why don't we call it?
Dear listeners, please call Sim on his shit. Is the bee story true or not?
It's
Let's
true.
Let's find out.
It's true. All right, Anna. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks to your listeners. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you. We love you. I love you so much.